Hello, it's me, Helena, live from Venice, Italy, on my Mars-Venus pairing using astrocartography. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Helena, and I've been making astrocartography fun since 2021. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And before we get into today's vlog, be sure to download my free astrocartography cheat sheet to get started learning astrocartography and join my free newsletter. It's time to uncover the stories of place. Let's go. It's not even tourist season, and yet look how many tourists there are.
It's sunny.
Yeah.
It's sunny.
You look damn good. Damn. Damn.
Sunglasses.
I got that? That's my husband?
The sunglasses.
Here we are in front of the beautiful square, and look what we have right here. Stunning. Wow. Hello, welcome to Venice, Italy. I'm here with my husband, Alex V. Woods, also known as the owner of How to Move to France and Teach English. You can find his website at movetoFranceTeachEnglish.com or on Instagram at Why Move to France. So Alex, what do you think of Venice so far?
Oh, it's really great. It's beautiful. It has all these different canals, and it's really pretty, and I don't know, it's really romantic. I love it so much.
I know, and you love coming here. You begged us to go to Venice because I wanted to go to Florence. He wanted to go to Venice. Last time we were here in Venice was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We fell in love on this trip when we went backpacking. It's been 10 years.
Beautiful.
We rode a gondola here. We shared breadsticks, and you loved it. And what do you think about it so far? I mean, Alex is on his Mercury MC line. For all of you guys who know about Mercury, Mercury's the planet of communication, study, learning, and he has been a little task rabbit over here on this trip. He has just been getting all these little to-dos. I'll be sleeping in the morning in my dream state, and he'll be like working on tasks, and I wake up and I'm like, Alex, where are you? And he's literally completing like 10 million tasks, and you're so productive on this line,
in
on
the mornings,
Mercury.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mercury
here.
MC is like a task rabbit. It's like super task oriented, and you got Mercury on the ascendant in your birth chart, so you connect really well with Mercury.
Oh, okay.
Since Mercury is very personal to you, having Mercury on your ascendant natally, coming to a Mercury MC line, it's bringing up more of that innate energy that you have within you.
I'm gonna be very ready to like get back to work because this has been a really great vacation trip.
Oh my God, there are trees here in Venice. Look at this. Like, there are trees in Venice. There's plants in Venice.
Of course.
Wow, this is beautiful. I had so many of these growing all over my hometown. I had I had bushes of them in my backyard. Wow. Oh my God, look at the 3 dogs. You see them? I see them. A little romance nook right here overlooking the gondolas on the canals in Venice. So freaking insane. And this is where I'm gonna film my YouTube videos. I'm gonna film my next course literally right here. Alex, wouldn't you say that the Mars-Venus pairing is so romantic?
Yes, this is romantic here.
Venice is romantic.
I don't know, it's very romantic.
The first time I came to Venice, I was traveling solo, backpacking Europe alone in the summer of 2015. And I came here and I realized I've got to come back with Alex because it's just so romantic. You can't not be here without your partner or like your lover, you know? And so we came back like a couple weeks later. I took him to Venice in the summer of 2015. And that was the trip that I told Alex I loved him for the first time. And we fell in love. And you fell in love with me after.
Yeah.
But this is such a special place for us. And if you want to read about our story on how we fell in love on our backpacking trip in the summer of 2015, I'll include the link to my blog post down below so you can read it. My blog post is entirely free, by the way. No paid Substack here. So if you do want to read that, you can read that down below.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
it's romantic.
Yeah.
And look at that sunset behind us.
Beautiful.
So pretty. Look at that. Complete transformation in 1 hour. They did a deep condition to my hair. It's so soft. They said it will last for 2 months, the softness. It's like silk. I went to New Jolly Style in Venice. Oh my God, I'm ready to go film some videos. Yeah! All right, we are here, back in Venice here. We've been here before. We were here 10 years ago in 2015. I have a blog post all about that. You click the link down below. But I want to talk a little bit, Alex, about the places that you've been in the world.
Sure.
And because we've lived in 3 different locations in Europe. We've lived in Paris.
Yep.
We've lived in Strasbourg.
Yep.
We've lived in Biarritz, France.
Sure, yeah.
Corsica.
Yep.
Of the locations that we've lived in
Yeah.
Europe,
Mm-hmm.
which was the location you liked the least?
I guess Corsica, because I felt very disconnected from everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't be fully myself, sort of.
I'll check to see what pairing you're on. How did you feel in Biarritz, though? Because you had a weird pair and latitude line going through Biarritz.
I felt like I was becoming more in my own in Biarritz. I was able to manage being there well, but I didn't really like my surroundings as much.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you had some difficulty with coworkers at the end of your contract.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was difficult.
He was on a Mars-Chiron latitude line, which is difficulty with work or coworkers, or being hurt by a coworker or someone that you work with.
Wow, okay.
Definitely a difficult parent. A lot of my clients always have difficulty with that latitude line.
Sure, yeah.
So it's probably a latitude we wouldn't want to live on.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the places, in Strasbourg you have a Mars line, Paris you have a Sun line, and here in Venice right now you're on a Mercury MC line directly,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Of those locations, Venice, Strasbourg, and Paris, which location do you think you loved the most, or you feel energetically you feel the best in?
Well, I feel energetically the best in Paris.
Sun line, that's a Sun MC line.
Yeah, not all the time, but it feels like it fits me really well. Mm-hmm. Like it feels like home, like I'm familiar.
Yeah.
For Strasbourg, I felt really good as well.
Strasbourg, you felt good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I felt good in Strasbourg as well.
Okay.
But it felt more like a past familiar kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've been here before, but it's not a place where I grow.
Yeah.
It's a place where I connect to my roots, that kind of thing.
We're in Venice now on the Mercury MC.
Yeah, so I feel a bit distracted, like I can't work very well.
Well,
Focus on working
Mercury
more.
is like tasks and writing and...
Yeah.
But I will say Mercury is a more neutral planet, and it is a planet that feels a little bit more scattered.
Okay.
Mercury is. It's
Yeah.
a fast planet. It's
Like-
not
like-
as settled. Sun lines, I would say your sun line in Europe is the best,
Yeah.
and that's going through Paris.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to do any tasks at any point today now, even tonight, I'd be very scattered. I'd be hard to focus, very reluctant to actually work.
Interesting.
It'd be very hard. That's why I knew I had to get it done first thing in the morning. Because
in this latitude of Venice, you're on a Saturn-Chiron pairing, which is not easy.
Wow.
I am on a Mars-Venus pairing, and I will say it's been very romantic and passionate between us.
Yes, it has.
Very
it's been great.
affectionate,
Yeah.
kissy, making out on every alley corner. Like, it's been very passionate, the Mars-Venus. This is the pairing I tell all of my students about. It's very romantic. A lot of people meet their partners on this line.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to go more in depth on this, on the different pairings, the different meanings, what you can expect based on the charts, check out my relocation astrology course. I'll include the link down below. People love my relocation astrology course. It's so in depth. If you're ever looking for an in-depth course where you're going to get all of your knowledge in, you're not going to want to look elsewhere. You're not going to want to take a million courses in astrocartography because everything is in this one course. Relocation astrology is for you. I'll include the link down below. Now, Alex, I also want to talk about places that you've liked least on our travels, because
Sure.
we've traveled the world. We've been to China, we've been to Indonesia, we've been to Egypt, we've been to Japan, we've been to Costa Rica, we've been all over the world. Of the places that we've been, what was the place you liked least?
Well, Santorini was great in some ways, but I feel like it's one of the places I liked least energetically.
And okay,
Like, I
and
didn't
why is
feel as
that?
good. I just felt a bit trapped. I felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Like I felt a bit limited in terms of different ways, and I felt like I didn't really belong. Like I felt like I was supposed to like it, but I didn't, and so I felt a bit discordant, or just like
Well,
it didn't fit.
He was on a Uranus line when he was there, and Uranus is instability, not feeling easy. I think Uranus was rising. Uranus was on his ascendant, which is how he's feeling. The Uranus emanating from him, restless, unstable, not a place I would live.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I was just on my Uranus MC line in Tbilisi, Georgia, and I also felt the same way. I felt super rebellious and authentic. I did a photo shoot last minute spontaneously. I found a photo studio on the street, walked in, did a photo shoot, and I put all this black lipstick on my teeth. I was feeling super rebellious and like gaga energy.
Sure, yeah.
And I was on my Uranus MC line, so really interesting how that played out, and I wasn't expecting any of it. But I will say I definitely did not feel like I would ever want to live on a Uranus line. Uranus lines just do not feel at home at all.
No.
Yeah.
It feels off. Very off.
For sure. And I know a lot of my clients who've traveled and vacationed on Uranus lines, there's a lot of like weird things that happen, like the air conditioner doesn't work, or they have to move and schlep to different Airbnbs because something stops working. The toilet doesn't flush.
When we were in Santorini, the power went out. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very random.
God, yes.
All of a sudden, it just went out.
The electricity went out, and you were feeling just like not settled there, and I was loving it. But I will say, I was working like a dog.
You were working
Greece.
a lot,
And it was because I was on my Mars ascendant line.
There you go.
Mars and Aries on the ascendant. Like, I was just like, work. It was really hard for me to slow down and just chill.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that. Not on the Mars line. So this is why astrocartography is so important. I hope that these tips and this little interview with my husband Alex here, if you ever wanted to follow him, check him out on Instagram at Why Move to France. Thanks so much for coming on, Han, and for chatting about your experience.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, you can also get the link to my new freebie, my free gift, a 3-part private podcast series, all on the biggest questions you guys have with astrocartography, and I go in depth with it. So if you wanted to get that straight to your inbox, you can listen in and hear all of my tips and free advice. Definitely check out the link in the description to that private podcast. And thanks for watching.
If you made it this far to the vlog, comment the boat emoji down below. I'd love to see how many of you guys watched to the end. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Venice Astrocartography vlogs. Back to vlogging, back to sharing the adventures here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to check out my astrocartography cheat sheet down below in the description. Have a magical day. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful part of the world. It's a joy to bring the different beautiful parts of the world to you here on YouTube, wherever you are on this beautiful big planet. Have a magical day and happy astro travels.